Hi everyone, I'm Koshoua with her family. So today we're just going to look at my bill calendar first to see what bills are due for this paycheck along with upcoming events to budget for. It looks like it's my son's birthday and Father's Day, and so those are some events that we would like to budget for with this paycheck along with the electric bill. I use this format from the Budget Mom. I love her and I have been following her since our debt-free journey. So this form here is my master sheet in which I've referenced to. It's our monthly budget that is split into 4 weeks since my husband gets paid a paycheck every week. So this week our paycheck was from my husband. And if I got paid, then I would add my income here in the income section as well. And in addition to that, I also add in our remaining balance from our checking account here in the income as well. We then will plan for tithing or give to a charity with our net pay. And then we look into our cash envelope. And I know that Dave Ramsey has encouraged us to use cash because it has a psychological trigger when we're paying with cash versus using a debit credit card. But since it's more convenient for us to use a debit card when we are ordering groceries from Walmart pickup or delivery services, we will call this column the cashless envelope. So in the beginning of our trials and errors of budgeting, we have just labeled our necessities in broad categories like family and food budget. But eventually we found that this is too broad and we needed to reform our generic categories and subgroup the food category into a grocery budget and an eating out budget. And then in our family budget, we also had to renovate it and subcategorize it so that we don't feel guilty spending from the family budget. So now my husband, kids, my baby, the home, and we all have our own budget within the family category. And then next, we're going to look at our sinking funds. We're going to also budget for that. And, sinking funds are money set aside for specific goals or bills in the near future. And it will prevent sending you into a crisis because you had to pull out your credit card and get back into debt, or you have to pull out your emergency fund. So these sinking funds include categories like quarterly bills such as water, sewer, trash, or property taxes, car or home maintenances, birthdays, Christmas, vacations, or another car fund. So for this part of the budget, I call it the Proverbs 31:25 woman. And because in that verse, it talks about how this woman laughs at all her fear because she is ready for life to happen. She has backup plans, and these backup plans are sinking funds. So these are funds to prevent crisis. Next, we have a section for extra debt payments. My husband and I don't have any other consumer debt besides our mortgage, so we just list our mortgage in this section here, and we budget for it every week, and then at the end of the month we just pay the monthly mortgage fee. And there's also a section for extra savings. Do note we started to pay ourselves first by automating 15% into our retirement and investment portfolio. So anything extra in the extra savings left over from the paycheck will go into, the emergency fund or investment. So without further ado, let's get started. We'll budget. And after budgeting for this paycheck, I will just chart it down in my overall year in review form to keep track of all the bills that we have paid, and it just helps organize um, our bills a little bit better. So that's it, guys. That's called zero-based budgeting. Just making sure every dollar it has a mission, and repeat this method until all your debt are paid or until you reach your goal in finances.